Sergei Sorokin at a vast rate of knots. 7/10 to be pretty exact. Here we have Gasly, and we're on board with Daniel de Jong. Look how close he is. There's going to be contact. Oh my word! A huge impact into the tyre barrier there. We panned away.
That was going to be a safety car, I'm certain of that. That was a huge shunt. You do not want to be having that right there. Not a lot of runoff, and they're going so quickly down the end of that straight. That's coming into Blanchimont near the end of the lap,
where you could see how close they were. They were racing wheel to wheel. The safety car deployed. You see the speed. You know that this is one of the fastest points of the racetrack. And that is absolutely monstrous. A horrible, violent impact. And just no control at all. That's what the tyre barrier is there to do. But completely submerged within it. And here we see the contact. Don't really want to get into whose fault that may or may not be.
I'll tell you what, that is the biggest accident I've ever seen in GP2. It's absolutely huge.
Side, and a huge accident for Alexander Bosak, and another one into the wall. Absolute chaos at the end of the third lap. So the safety car deployed, and 3 laps that Bosak will want to forget. Lined up on the grid in the wrong position, a poor start, dropped down the order, and then finding himself in the wall at a place you never want to be off. You see the wheel off. Matt Parry to caught up the pits, so let's find out what happened. Oh, that's really nasty stuff. It's a tyre issue going in. It's a puncture on the right front, and not a bigger hit as we saw in some parts yesterday, but a massive accident to rip wheels off the track. You see the tyre already deformed and taking a big crash, and that is what caught Parry. My word, you never want to see a tyre enter the racetrack again. And Bosak's loose wheel back on the racetrack into the path of Parry. Thankfully, it was only at wheel height and not head height, ripping the wheel off his car and spinning him into the barriers. And we just have had so much drama in the few racing laps that we've had so far in this GP3 weekend.
At him. There is the number 11 car of Fabian Schiller, which has made very good progress from 15th on the grid, and a huge crash there. Barrel rolling over. That's absolutely massive, and it's Lance Stroll. Now, we saw the start of that incident. Stroll got the move on Giovinazzi into the chicane. Looked like Giovinazzi was coming back at him on the way out of the corner, but that is a massive crash. And I hope that Lance is okay. These cars are super strong. Good to see him moving in the cockpit, and no doubt a little bit shaken. But the marshal's coming to check on him. Let's have a replay. Look in the background there, wheel to wheel. He's got his nose in front of Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi's almost got a wheel on the grass, and then just loses grip, spears into the side of Stroll, and Stroll is just a passenger. And happily, the car landed the right way up. The barriers and the fencing, the catch fencing, doing its job. And that was huge, absolutely huge.
have only one use.
Oh,
Big
big
drop,
shot.
but that could be a safety
dearly.
car.
Now that
because
looked like a mechanical failure under
that was
braking.
a big impact. The McLaren suddenly speared off the road and took the Bentley.
Yeah, absolutely. That was massive. Now, whether he locked a brake, the car just suddenly speared sharply.
And that is a very broken McLaren.
Yeah, and he's able to get out of the car under his own steam. That's a heavy impact. He will be winded and
54.
feeling the effect of it. I mean, that's a lot of G-force. But, yeah, no, he seems, in relative terms, fine.
Yeah.
And the car, well, that's not going to do anything. That's a side by side coming down into the braking zone. The McLaren drifts over to the tail. Did he just overreact, or it's hard to tell. There was anything. I thought maybe there'd been something mechanical, but that just looks like more or less a driver instigated. And once the car started its career towards the barrier, there was very little anything could do about it. There was no contact with the back of the Bentley. The Bentley didn't do anything.
This is it. One lap. Oh, there goes Ryan Hunter-Reay and Ryan Briscoe. And Briscoe flies. Briscoe flips and flies. On the grass, the two Ryans came together.
Oh, that looked horrible.
And that's a very abrupt end to what was a terrific day for Ryan Briscoe. He gives both thumbs up,
Situation.
which is
Briscoe
a
and
good
Hunter-Reay.
sign out of their respective cars. And here it is.
Two cars here. They just start bouncing off of each other here. Hunter-Reay was going for a gap. It closed, and he came down into Brian, and the grass just caught the car and just flipped it violently.
Goodness me.
And very shortly thereafter, Ryan Briscoe gives the double thumbs up. Watch this, just a gap that closed again. It's Karam coming down, Hunter-Reay in the middle, and Ryan Briscoe, just the innocent bystander there down on the inside, and that nose just dove in like a dart into the grass.
Absolutely.
And flipped Briscoe. So again, similar to the Power and Sato incident, a lucky escape for both the Ryans, Hunter-Reay and Briscoe.
Oh, that was just very, very violent crash. And it just goes to show you how safe these cars are.
This is Briscoe at the end of that violent flip.
Very lively indeed, but the most lively moment of all came there, unfortunately, for Maximilian Buch. A very small error on the exit of Paddock Hill Bend. He ran a little wide, just kissed the gravel, spun the car around and spat it across the circuit. A huge impact with the barriers on the climb up to Druid. But the good news is Maxi Buch is out of the car and fine, but I'm afraid the car needs a lot of work.
Já foste. Radiador
Velling oh, mega klapper. Een zware crash in de Dunlop van Danny Kvyat en een rode vlag. Rode vlag. Danny Kvyat ligt eraf. Ik roep Dunlop. Het is bij de hairpin. Uh-oh.
You okay, Danny?
Ja, I'm okay. Foe, dat is fijn om te horen, zeg. Wat een tetsert van Daniel Kvyat. Richting de hairpin. Roept I'm okay, maar dit is een totaal losse auto. Het kruis betekent dat ze wachten, dat de dokter er even bij moet komen. Hij geeft wel zijn duimpje nu. Maar dit is logisch, er zit ook een impactmeter op. En deze is zwaar. En dit betekent einde kwalificatie en pole position, denk ik, voor Nico Rosberg. Dat ook nog. Zo, de rammen van een klapper, zeg. Oei, 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 die stuk. Even opletten hoe die over de aarde waggelt. Hij heeft in ieder geval nog het besef dat hij het stuur terug moet zetten. Geef hem $5.000 boete. Hij zat al niet lekker in zijn vel gewoon vandaag. Heeft hij ook nog die ene run gemaakt waardoor je de druk erop legt. Nou, laten we eens kijken. Over de curbs waarschijnlijk. Ja. En dan? Dit is raar. Eigen fout. En gerold. Hij rijdt gewoon links te ver naar buiten. Net als we dat Eriksen hebben zien. Kijk, hij rijdt zelf het gras op. Ja, dan is het de tankslepper 1, tankslepper 2. En een rol. 1 rijtje bandenstapels maar daar, zeg. Poe. Maar hij heeft geluk. Danny Kvyat heeft hier absoluut geluk.
What happened there, mate? Clear the grass on the entry.
Juist. Wat een held. Dat je dat gewoon zegt, hè. Ze vragen, wat is er gebeurd? Ja, ik clip de
pulled off just in front of me, and we've got the yellow flags flying, so we should be racing. Oh, a massive accident in the back of the circuit! As cars slowed down, others did not see it. We've got a huge pile of cars, 4 or 5 cars off, some trying to take the glass.
The bottom of the racetrack, Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to stay in front of the pack. They work their way through 3 and 4. Into the triumph they come. Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Jr. will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
Of Austin Dillon into the catch fence. All the crews getting out to that car to assist these drivers. Thumbs going up from all the crew members, and the crowd roars. Look at the catch fence on the front straight.
Side of him though is Jan Kissiel, but it's going to be Dennis Marshall just with his nose in front, and a big coming together heading up the hill. You can see 4, 5 cars off and an engine fire as well, and that I fear may well 6 cars off. There's another in the gravel. It's going to be a red flag straight away. The race is stopped. It's a race suspension, and that is Loris Heseman's car that has suffered a huge amount of damage, and lots of cars involved in that. You can see that also off the road is Khan Ondor, number 9. Other drivers trying to get out. Levin Amveg, I think, is there as well, number 11. Who else have we lost? 33, Emil Lindholm. And there's one driver still in his car, look, up against the barrier nearest to us. who's going to be in need of attention, and let's see if we can piece it all together. It all goes wrong in the spray. Big impact. That, I fear, was Hofbauer, and then others just with nowhere to go piled into him. And look at this, bang, wow, that was absolutely an enormous impact, and there are more to come. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think it was Levin Amveg's white car that went ploughing into the melee and caused the secondary impact for Loris Hezemans, which in turn created that engine fire, but that is an enormous accident. And so the race stopped. The cars had only been running for effectively 2 corners. The good news is that despite that enormous T-bone, Loris Hezemans is okay and out of the car. Shows the strength of the cars, definitely, as others leap clear of the wreckage.